Good morning, people. It's your boy Lil Young, and this is my boy Benny. Benny Boy, shout out to him on YouTube. And anyway, what do you want to say?
Well, basically, I just thought that it was a cool idea to explain about triggers, even though I, myself, do not know nothing about triggers. But since before triggers, this is basically what map creators did. It's basically to destroy things. It's basically they just did that. But now with the power of triggers, you can just do it with a click of a button, and it uses less space, in my opinion, actually. So here's 3 ideas that I had, even though you can only do like a maximum of 10, I think. So I was gonna do more, but I don't know. Basically, first we just have the smoke one. It's very uncreative. Can you see the smoke, Rob?
Yep.
You can't do the smoke, but once you press the button, the smoke disappears. It's very uncreative, but you know. The massive gateway. Now you can do this without explosions. The reason why I put the triggers as visible is so I can press them. And here is the one with the gateway, basically. Okay, maybe that was too much explosion.
Yep.
But yeah. And finally, you have the... I don't know what you want to call it. Basically, you can press it and slowly the door will come down. Now, you can end game, Rob. I want to show them how basically triggers work for people who don't know how triggers work. This is basically a tutorial for people who don't really are new to map, who are basically new to map making. And I'm not saying that I'm like this person that is good at map making. I'm actually not, but I just want to show it so you know people can actually make something pretty decent. Okay, that sounds offensive.
Yikes.
Now basically, anything that you can see with customize normally works with triggers. As if you realize when triggers were added, smoke has been added a customized section. That is for the triggers. Now, basically when you're working with a trigger, like Rob, okay, come over here, Rob. When you're working with particles, basically customize it, Rob. Now do you see the enable part?
Yep.
You can enable it, which would enable the smoke, or you can disable it. Now, the enable when receiving from, normally you add the channel, but it has to be disabled first before you do that. Now, when it's enabled, you can do disable. So basically, it's gonna be smoky, but when you disable it, it's gonna turn off. But when it's disabled, there's gonna be no smoke. But when you enable it, it's gonna smoke. So I think you have 10 channels as a maximum. Personally, I prefer this, but if you're starting off, sometimes it's easier to do this. But at the same time, once you understand triggers, you can do that. It also works with music blocks, so now you don't have to worry about making these hard, difficult contraptions just to get your music going, I guess you could say that. Now, you cannot go through 2 channels, unfortunately, which I wish you could. Basically, you can only enable one and disable one. Well, you can enable and disable as many as you want, but you can only do it on 1 channel. Same goes with here and most of them, actually. What you can do, though, is add a delay. Basically, what sound is basically the sound that it makes, and the trigger effect is where it turns green, kind of like a checkpoint. Personally, I prefer visibility and game off. Honestly, I'm new to triggers as well. I'm actually very new at the triggers. I have no idea what I'm doing with these triggers. But, yeah, that's about it for right now.
What the heck?
You stopped streaming?
Oh, okay. Hold on. Alright, guys. See ya.